Hello everyone, welcome to the very brand new UFT live project for HP Quick Test Professional and Unified Functional Testing. We will call ourselves as the batch of September 2015. I know it's still end of August in the US, but just the fact that we will be getting into the live project execution in September. So team, what I'm going to do today is I will give you a very quick overview of what this live project is all about, how does it work, and what kind of a benefits you will have. I will also mention what kind of a prerequisites one will require while they're going through this specific project execution through it. So to begin with team, just for your information, the main purpose of this live project is to add to our existing HP UFT training videos. I've been doing this for the last almost the seventh year now. And we have been focused so much in terms of automation tools, testing, and framework that we could build a very, very large catalog of tutorials. So our video tutorials and our live training have been conducted rigorously for the last 6-7 years. And we have created a very large library for you to access through the videos too. With this kind of a package, what it gives you is the ability to be able to go and learn and master everything. The intent of the live projects is to make sure that you are now able to put that into hands-on practice in a real-time project. What we do is we take a real-time application, we provide that application to you, and we want you to test them out as part of small teams overall. So, for example, the earlier live projects, all the videos that we did have been posted in the link that I'm showing you as I navigate through the website, and you will see how each of these kind of phenomenally transform an individual in their career as an automation test engineer. This primary team gives you a lot of control, lot of practice, and a lot of confidence, and that takes you way through the interviews and your project once you get into the job. Now, while I'm showing you the different earlier projects, just for your information, even this project, which is the fourth live project of HP UFT, will also be placed in the same page. Now, to give you a quick rundown in terms of what this session and what this whole live project is going to be all about, I'm going to take and refer an earlier document that I created. That way, you will be able to easily relate with it. So, the HP UFT July 28, 2015 is the one that is ongoing training right now. We're almost towards the end of it, and once we complete it, then it will become easy for you to access those videos as well. I'm going to quickly see if I can pick up a UFT live project. Yeah, I have a UFT live project D18. This is the one that I've opened up. And now what I'm going to do is I will create a brand new folder team. So that way we have everything here. In my drive, create a new folder. I'm going to call this as, oops, why did I call it Untitled? Rename UFT live project September 2015. Okay. Now this is done. Here is an earlier document team that what I want to do is make sure that I run through it and I explain it to you how it's going to work. Instead of creating a new one, I'm going to duplicate this or make a copy of it. Project notes. Say OK. And let me move this into the new folder that we just created. So any changes that I make onto this document will also get reflected for you. At this time, team, a quick check from my audio and from my screen. Hope you all can hear and see me well. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. All right, team. So the first thing I said is a Google Drive. The reason the Google Drive becomes important, team, is What we will do, team, is once we divide you all into different teams. Right now I'm saying that these are the teams. The names may change and you will get the new names very soon. Once you get the new names into you, what we will do is you will all be given access to this Google Drive. Here is where you will start maintaining your project files. Like I was showing the earlier UFT live project, each team, for example, there were about 62, let's say 66 members who participated in this live project that we did last year, December. And each of the team members or each of the teams have been given a specific folder where they could go and start putting all the project files. All the execution that they do are put in here, and the team members maintain that. Be it files, be it presentations, documents, automation test plans, everything that they do have been put into these folders. So you will have access to not only the new drives folder, but you'll also have access to the other UFT live projects that we did earlier. It will give you a sense of confidence on how we have progressed. So continuing on the same line, team, once you've given the access, everything that you do, you'll put it in there. So it's a team-based project. That is the next concept. All the participants will be divided into short teams of 5 to 10 each and would work remotely from different parts of the world. So typically, team, with about 50-60 people attending these live projects, we have participants from the United States, Canada, then UK, Europe, Middle East, India, Asia, and Australia. So we have so many time zones. What we try and do is, depending on the time zone, we divide and make those teams so you are able to interact in your own times. And that way, you don't have to worry about staying up late because your other team members in a different time zone and so on. Once you do it, you will notice, team, that there is a lot of group activity that one involves into. We will give you the project and we'll tell you that, hey, here is the application under test. So application under test is selected and provided for your project execution. Now, this project is all about your uh, efforts. No training as part of it. What I mean by saying this thing is, whatever happens is only because you are working and you come together as a team, work, distribute the tasks, execute them, you will plan them out, you will set them into a specific task sheet, and you will come and present it to me and my technical team once, couple of times every week. So this project team is primarily going to be led by both my technical stars from IT Learn. One is Manoj and the other is Shankar. Manoj, Shankar, I believe you both are here. Can you say a quick hello, please?
Hi Karthik. Hi everyone. This is Shankar. So one thing I would like to add to this, what Karthik is trying to say is definitely this QLI project is one where you will really get an experience of how the things are going in real time. I have about 13 years of experience, worked with UFT, Selenium, etc. So QFT still has its own market in terms of big share in the market. So make use of this project in terms of UFT. It will definitely add value to your resume.
Thanks, Shankar. Hey, Manoj.
Hello everyone. Hi Karthik. Hello everyone. This is Manoj here.
All right, very good.
So
Sorry, go ahead, Manoj.
yeah, yeah. It is my personal experience what we get from this live project and what I have seen from previous batches. Uh, Many participants get leadership skill in them. They improve communication and presentation skills, and we also train you on the best practices in the industry to develop framework. So all these you will get in coming sessions. So that's all from my side, Karthik.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you so much. So, guys, like my technical team is saying, the intent is you hardly get to hear such kind of initiatives where the real-time application is given to you, and you are doing and building automation uh, test suite, including frameworks, individual scripts, and so on, and have it presented back to us so that we can review and give feedback. And like my technical stars have been saying, it is just not feedback on the technical aspects of the project, but also how you document, how you follow specific standards, and how you come and present it back to us. So, if I can continue in the same flow of activities, everything is mentioned not necessarily in the same order, but let's look at what all is essential from you. Then it'll become easy for you to understand that this is how it works. The first two sessions, once you start participating, after we divide into teams, everything will become very crystal clear as to how the execution is going to happen. So, like we were saying, there is a lot of group activity that we will involve into. Each team will come up with their own project execution. So, out of the 60 members, for example, and we divide them into teams of 10 each, there will be 6 teams. Each of the 6 teams is going to do the same project. So the advantage is not only do you get to speak in front of everyone else and present how you've done your project as part of your team, but you also get to see how other teams have done and how is it that they are looking at it differently and what better have they done on certain areas. And it's an open commenting system from there on. Once we do that, team, it becomes very easy for us to interact. It becomes very easy for us to give you the feedback and you can improvise on that very quickly. Prerequisites, I'm going to come, team, because it is not a training, so we expect a lot of skills that you possess even before you get started. So that is something we will come to you very shortly. When you do communications, especially with your team communications, okay, team communications, you can use different things like Skype, you can use WhatsApp, email, telephone. We also can do a lot of screen sharing using GoToMeeting. That way, each of you can show what you've done, how you've done, and so on. Once you make sure that you get into a schedule, you put up specific hours in a day that you will going to work as a team. Maybe you'll have 30 minutes of daily interaction over these tools, communication tools, after which you may continue to work for the next 3-4 hours all by yourself, trying to do your portion of the work. We are looking at someone who's spending significant effort, team. This is not a training. It is not that you come every day and attend 1 hour. There is going to be about 2 hours of I would say more like 3 hours of sessions every week where you present and we give feedback. Apart from those 3 hours of session, you will be spending close to 20 to 25 hours per week in executing the project. So remember that always, that is the most important key element for this. When you do this, team, you will notice how you try to learn and work with everyone else in your team. It is just not an individual effort. You will go through a lot of challenges, and once you do that, it will become very obvious that how real world environment works. When you have people working from different locations, they have to come together, collaborate. You will really go through those challenges, and that will give you a lot of confidence, team. The next one is the presentations that I spoke to you about earlier also. This is the section where you will be working with your team members, coming up and putting it up. The great thing about presentations, team, is you show your project work to us. You tell us that, hey, this is how we do the project, this is what happens, and so on. And we give you feedback on how it is. These are almost like mock interviews, team. They simulate mock interviews. How do they simulate mock interviews? The way it happens is primarily for the reason that when you go into an interview, into a technical interview, you get asked questions. Questions like, okay, tell me what you did in your previous project. And you're supposed to speak about it. When you speak about your experience in your previous project, you get comfortable the more times you've spoken about it. So not only do each of you get a chance to present your project work and improve your confidence on that project, you also hear how others are presenting. That's exactly what you do when you get into interviews, team. Okay. And this is very critical, team, is this one. We will not go easy in terms of giving reviews. We are very, very strong worded reviews. Not that when I say strong worded, it's like Things like, guys, this is not going to happen. This is not accepted. This is not how IT industry works. If you create such kind of a documents, you will lose your job within seconds. If you miss such kind of a simple steps, then how will you build a large career in IT? So we will give you such kind of a feedback and remarks immediately. We will look at everything through binoculars on how you have done, how you've interacted, what is your the amount of positivity and attitude that you bring into the team. All of these things matter. All of these things we assess and give you feedback. So please remember that when you work with the teams, how easily you're able to deliver in a tough environment, and how are you able to make sure that whatever you're presenting, you have reviewed it well before you come into these sessions. So this will, the reason we do it, team, is primarily because you will not get this opportunity when you work in a real-time project. These critical reviews that we give you is only possible at this level. If we don't give you reviews, you will never be able to realize it and then make an effort to change it. Hence, it is our duty to make sure that we give you the reviews and you improvise and change accordingly. All right. So, last few things we talk about, lose it all. We want you to have a lot of fun, team. This is going to be a lot of fun activity. Okay, we want you to relax. We want you to make sure that you work very actively with the team. You are interacting with everyone, and slowly any kind of communication issues or introvertness that we have, or any kind of a challenges in terms of, hey, I never took up a project ever, will slowly start to wane off, and you will start enjoying the challenges that you'll face and how you overcome them. Because the challenges is the main thing, team, that get us into the next zone. If we don't challenge ourselves into learning new things, into doing new things, in working as a team, in delivering a project, we will never be able to move from where we are. It is always the challenges that give us that opportunity for growth. And whenever you see a challenge coming in a project, I want you to smile and be happy about it, because getting challenges and going over them is the one which will make you better. So anytime you get a challenge, you should always believe that now I'm gonna get better because of this challenge, team. Okay. And as I said, there'll be a lot of challenges in terms of failures. Like, first time you come, there is the team is not working in sync, communication issues are happening. There's a lot of chaos in terms of who is working where. And then you'll see after the first week that you get together well, that challenge is taken care. But then from a project standpoint, there are a lot of issues that are coming up for the application. You're not able to create the framework the way you wanted. All of these things are small failures that you go through, but every time you go through it, you will succeed eventually, because we support you, we take care of you. And this is a great saying, team. I have always believed that the toughest steel comes through the hottest furnace. So the more challenges, the more rigorous this program is, the better it is going to be as an output to each of you. All right. Now, anytime any of you have a question in terms of getting access to the Google Drive and so on, you can write to manoj at itlearn.com or learn at itlearn.com. Shankar is also there, but for these two, you can just coordinate with Manoj and learn, so that he can give you access to the Google Drive for all the paid members once you get started, team. So, team, we were talking prerequisites. For the prerequisites, I'm going to change the videos that I want you to watch. I want you to take always the latest one. So, if you go to the HP UFT training videos page, you'll see a link to the July 28th batch, which is the current ongoing training batch, team. We are left with a few more sessions, about 2-3 more sessions that we have to complete, and hence this we will do. This is the prerequisites. I would say there are about 15 sessions that you need to watch before you come out of it into the training, into the project, team. So if you're short of time, team, just watch the videos, do not practice. But at the same time, don't try and rewind, pause, replay, and so on. Just like you watch a movie, keep it playing, take notes as you want. All right. And once you complete this 3-4 projects that I've done in this live training, you will get all the required information, all the required skill that is essential for you to work on the project. But this is a mandatory prerequisite team. Anyone who has not undergone the training or who has not really worked towards improving the skill the way I have presented, then it's going to be a challenge team. This is the main ingredient that will help you succeed. So please make sure that you focus extensively on this, and then it will become easy. Now, the live project details in terms of what the application is, what is in scope, and so on. I will mention it to you. Now, we will, even the timeline, I'm going to mention it to you once I get there. What is the application under test also? So once we start the first session, first day, we will give you an application walkthrough. We will build a high level test automation plan for you, very high level, just very simple steps of what we expect from it, what's in scope, and so on. This we will do it in the next session when we start our first session for the live project. This is the orientation, which is giving you some kind of an.
Karthik, many participants are saying that they're not able to see screen.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Manoj. Let me see. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I can see.
Uh, hmm. So I have got um, one Vishal Sukh Geeta saying that they cannot see, and Addy. So are you able to see my screen right now, everyone? The ones who are not able to see, the ones who can see can ignore. They don't have to write a message to me, but the ones who cannot. Let me stop showing screen and let me re-show the screen. Now, can you let me know, team, whoever has an issue with seeing the screen, are you able to see it now? That's interesting, because it never happens that some of you see and some of you don't see. It's either that everyone can see or everyone cannot see. It doesn't happen the other way. Now, everyone, are you able to see? All right, either way, I have the video that I'm recording that's coming up, and thankfully, we are towards the end of the session, and I'm ready to accept questions. Any questions that you have, team, quick note, please start putting them in the question and answer section so that we can start answering it for you. Once again, any questions that you have, please start putting them in the question and answer section so that we can start answering it for you. In the meanwhile, for whoever is unable to see the screen, I'm not showing anything anymore. The last thing that I showed which was relevant is the fact that the prerequisites of what I want you to watch. The live project details I will update later. Right now we don't need it, so that I'm going to delete it. You do not have to watch that right now. So except for the prerequisites, what I've asked you to watch, the link of which is there within the document. I will also put it in the GoToMeeting chat, GoToWebinar chat. That way you have access to it. What I want you all to do, team, is start watching those videos. All right. Now, any questions that you have that I can answer? I'm sure there'll be a lot of interesting questions that will come up across because each of you come from different backgrounds. My definite suggestion to everyone is the fact that if you go into the QTP live project main link, main page, you will see similar orientation sessions from the previous batches. You also have a live projects FAQ form. You can always fill in the question here, and my team will continue to answer out here. So that if you look at all the different questions that have come up, there are many questions out here that have come up recently, and there are a lot of old questions also that you can refer to. And just below that, I also have the video sessions of the different live projects that also can give you a good idea of how we will do this. All right. Okay, team, ready to take questions that you have? Will we get videos for follow-up? Yes. So the videos are very interesting, team, because a lot of people, the intent of this live project is for you to participate with us. You come in and you attend and you do a lot of work. But many members are not able to participate in today's live project. So what they do is they join the program. They tell us that, listen, we will not be able to attend it live. I will only follow it up as videos. But they request us that, can I join and participate in the next live project? And that is totally fine. So you will get access to the videos. This is an orientation session, but from the next one onwards, it's all about the project, how we do the project, how other teams are doing. So you will be able to gauge it from there. All right. So team, for all of you who have paid, you will get an email with instructions of how to join the live project, the Google Drive, and so on. And you will have to be patient for the first 2-3 sessions because you will get used to it. There is no spoon feeding that we want to do. We want you to explore it directly with your teams and so on. Okay. In order to go through the 15 sessions, do I need to register through IT Learn site? That is right, Hari Krishan. So you have to register for the training videos first, and then you have to go and register for the live project. Because what we believe is this is a live project team. And let's say out of 10 people, 2 or 3 people come with no specific skill or training, and the other 7 people are doing it, then the 2 or 3 people who are weak will pull the others down in terms of time, involvement, effort, and so on. And that will become a burden for others. Secondly, each time we do this live project, we'll keep on referring, hey, watch these videos, watch those videos, do that, and so on. So the 7-8 people who have taken the live training or live videos, the video tutorials from IT Learn, they know where it is, they have access to it, they start watching it, they are on the same page when they communicate. But the 2 or 3 people, for example, who have not taken the live training or the video tutorials are totally lost. They don't know what's happening. That is the reason we cannot allow for people to join just for the live project. It has to be along with the video tutorials or the live training. When you will give the access to Google Drive. So Geeta, yeah, like Manoj is saying, the Google Drive access will start getting shared in the next coming few hours and days. Let's see, what is the time duration of project? Typically about 3 weeks, Devi. We will do about 3 weeks of project. In that 3 weeks, you're looking to put in each of you about 50 to 60 hours of effort. Remember that, all right? I'm debating between Salesforce and automation QTP Selenium. Which one is more promising? All right. It's a very tough question from me, Chandra. I'll tell you why. I have been in the IT industry for the last 17 years. I've started as a computer science engineer. I worked for the first 4 years in a very, very large multinational product development company, which was an ERP system. And I worked across the complete SDLC. While I finished that SDLC for the first 3 years, I moved into sales and business development because I could speak well, I could interact well with the clients. I was very smart in terms of understanding what the requirements were and coming up with solutions to meet their challenges. I slowly migrated into sales, pre-sales, business development. And then I have kept both feet. I have been a very strong sales guy, and I've also been a very, very strong technical person. Together, I did phenomenally well. So when you ask this Salesforce or automation testing, I love Salesforce. I've used Salesforce significantly, and I am a fan of anything that makes customers' life happy by increasing their sales. So that's a great tool. Automation testing is a totally different concept. Now, when you look at Salesforce team, there are 2 types of Salesforce. One is the user level, where you have a good functional knowledge of how the sales cycle happens. Where is what? How do you create new leads, information, uh, new proposals? All of that information you store it there. And then there's the admin level, where you're able to set up users, you're able to customize it and implement it to a specific company, and so on. And I'm talking Salesforce. When you come to automation, you can be a QA engineer, you can be a manual test engineer or QA or manual test engineer. You could be a backend, you could be a web services, you could be an automation test engineer, and so on. I cannot answer that, Chandra, which one to choose, which one is more promising. The advantage about automation testing is this, and this is one primary reason, I would say rather 2 reasons, why people from worldwide are trying to switch to automation testing. Number one, every IT department has software testing as a unit. There is no company in this whole world which does not give attention to software testing, be it automation or be it manual. That means that your dream job may be just a few feet away from your residence. You don't really need to do cross country commutes and try and work in a remote location that is away from your family and so on. You may be able to find a job locally. Second thing is the perspective which is wrong is that for getting into testing domain, you don't need a lot of technical knowledge or programming knowledge and so on. But that is not correct. With this amount of competition, a client is getting the same QA professional, for the same price that they pay. Let's say they pay about $65 an hour. For the same $65 an hour, they're getting someone with 5 years experience and automation testing to skill along with some amount of scripting and programming. And they're also getting a manual test engineer with very basic skill. So who would they prefer? Automatically, they'll try and go for more automation test engineers because it will help them in their future projects. That is the reason automation testing becomes a lot of demand. So you can find jobs locally, and there are many jobs that are available, but you need to really get cracking on a technical level. So either one is fine. For the Salesforce perspective, if I look around, how many customers use Salesforce? I'm sure there's a big base, big database, but they may not be there next door to you. They may not be around where you are, and you may not get a chance there. That is the only primary difference, team. All right? Do it make sense? All right, Pinky. I'm not from IT field, so this project is for me or not. So, Pinky, if you're not okay, 90%, or I wouldn't say 95, I would say 90%. I get almost 3,000 students joining my training program every year, team. Every year, we get about 3,000, 3,500 people joining. 90% of them are not from IT field or have no prior work experience in IT. Okay, so that way you are good because that is why they come to me. That is why they come to IT healer, so that they can build this skill. Okay, once you go through the training, then this project is important. If you come and say, can I join this project without any knowledge in IT, then you cannot. You should not join this project. If you have already gone through the training with us, then you are eligible. The best you could do is you can take up the training and the project. Keep the project to the side, just watch videos, do not involve into the project in terms of execution, but focus on the training and then come back in the next batch and repeat the project. Okay. Soumya, my only concern when it comes to presentation is that I'm living and working in Australia. I will be in office, so definitely I will be unable to present it. How can we cope with issue? What time is it for you right now? It's somewhere midday for you, Soumya. The reason I'm asking is this is the time, around this time is when we will have the presentation. It's about midday for you, right? So this time, yeah, it'll be tough for you to attend from office. I totally understand. What you should do then is you should interact with your team. What we do, team, is very simple. Now, for example, we'll try and put people in, East Asia, like Singapore, Japan, Australia, New Zealand into one group. Not that we will get a lot of people from that zone, just that whoever comes from that time zone, we'll put you all into one group. So you all may have similar challenges. You all will work together. For the presentations, if you're not able to do it at the time, we can always organize one session separately where that group can come. It all depends on how many people are there. Either way, you can work on the project, do presentations. You can also do recording of the presentations and just send it to us. You don't have to do it live. Once you do the recording, we'll play the recording in front of everyone, and we will also give you the feedback. That way, it's almost like you've spoken, but the feedback will come to you a little later once you come back home and watch it. What's the cost for registration? So I will not do any kind of a sales pitch here, team. I will not involve into that section, but what I'll do is if you go to the ITLearn page, there's a pricing section there. So please look at the pricing. You will see the details for the entire training and for the live project as well. All right. Thank you. And if you have any questions on that in terms of how to register and the pricing and so on, chat with my team or send them an email. They will be glad to help you. When does it start? We are ending UFT classes this week. Correct, Navina. So after we end the UFT classes, we will start off with the live project. Krishna, so I'm looking at probably early next week is when we will start with the live project. What does it cost to enable my access any of the courses you have on your website to study at my time because of my tight schedule? I'm new to software testing and taking my time before I start applying for jobs. Sure, I agree. Educanel, sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. I really want to get well equipped. Sure. So you want to take time, you want to learn. Send an email, please, so that the team can come back to you with exact guidance on what. We have courses like Master of Software Testing that have everything put together into one package that is sufficient for anyone at the beginner level to really scale up. And you get a 3-year access to the complete platform, and you get a chance to go in and make sure that you're able to learn through it. Okay, team, lot of participants are here. We have close to 50 participants right now for the orientation. The ideal strength, it keeps on increasing as we go into day 1 and day 2. But right now, so a few questions, I'm very patiently going through them, and I will read out the question and I will also try and answer them. All right. As I'm working, how can I manage with groups? So Geeta, exactly like Soumya, you have the issue. So she's working and she cannot attend and do the projects. I don't know which time zone you are in. So if you answer that, it'll be easy for me to also say. Now, when you're working and putting 3-4 hours a day is not easy, but then you have to struggle. There is no other go. I cannot promise you and say that, hey, what others are doing in 3-4 hours, you try and do it in 1 hour. Maybe instead of 4 hours or 3 hours, you may be able to do it in 2.5 hours because that is all you can spend. But if you don't spend the 2 hours at least, you're not into the thick and thins. Or you should try and ask your team members to assign tasks that are not very, very time consuming. In fact, when we give the project, people are waiting that I want to take the task. I want to take the task because they use it almost like they take it very seriously. I was very surprised when I saw the amount of seriousness that the project teams take it and present it. And they do amazing job. I get so inspired to see the way they work, the lovely presentations and themes that they do, and how they build the project work. Sometimes I get to learn a lot of new things as well. So it's an extremely highly active area. The project teams are so excited. They're so happy doing it. They love the whole concept of live project, working with teams all over. They build a lot of friends this way also with the team members. They interact that way. So if you cannot put too much experience, then talk to your team and say, hey, listen, can I be someone who's not going to be too active? They'll be glad to give you only smaller tasks and they would like to take the lead in terms of project execution. Do I make sense, Geeta? Yeah, you're in EST, Eastern Time Zone. So yeah, so at least attending the live classes like this, couple of days a week is not going to be tough. Are there any participants from UK? Let me ask this question to the audience itself. Anyone else from UK, guys? UK Europe? Can you tell me, please? To put many hours. Okay. Is there any? While I get to know that, if there is anyone else from UK Europe, I will try and see if I can answer the other questions. Is there any particular domain you choose for these live projects or random? Here is how I choose an application team. If you do look at how I did my training, sometimes I take a banking application, sometimes a mortgage, sometimes like Facebook or LinkedIn or some travel website as a project to show you how you do it in real time. When it comes to the live project team, this is something that you're going to carry on your resume. You're going to put it as a project that you've worked with exactly like you've done on your resume, on your profile. So if you're doing that, it means that I have to give you a real project. It cannot be a dummy project. The advantage team is, I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but I am part of a new startup as well called atomic77.com. This is an online branding and marketing organization. We do work with many small businesses and help them set their entire online portfolio together. So while we're working on such kind of an activities, we continue to get many clients with different requirements. And those requirements are the ones that we take and give it to you. So we have to select based on the applications, the clients that are currently looking for testing out. That is the reason we have to choose it based on what we have from our clients, existing clients, new clients, the real projects that we have to give you. Okay. So Shweta, that answers your question. Can we put this live project in our resume as an experience? Totally yes. And you can also give references to your other team members who participated with you, and also my team, like Manoj and Shankar. All right. Sorry, I missed. When will be the first session going to start? Next week, team. Next week, Madhuri. After we're done with the live project, would you help with resume and interview preparation? Definitely yes, we will. We will guide you through the entire process. In fact, unfortunately, Sandeep, who heads our placement and placement assistance team, is not available on this call. But everyone in this project, you will start interacting with Sandeep. He will start collecting your profiles, guiding you, and making sure that everything is set in a proper way. Then you will be able to take the profiles and start applying for the jobs. So the profile building is a very important activity. It has to go parallel with the live project itself. I've done certification in QTP version level 11. Congratulations, Suma. Uh, can I able to join live project without watching videos? Like I said, Suma, you probably have the ability to join the live project. Okay. The only challenge, if you don't have access to the video library, as we go through the live project, I'll say, guys, what are you doing here? How come you're not able to understand to make this happen? Please go to this link, watch this video again, see what I've done, what I've shown. Now replicate that here. All right. That portion you will miss. That is the reason it has to be videos, at least have to be together. Write an email to the team and tell them that you've already got a certification, you want interested in live project, but you don't have access to the videos. Then they'll try and help you out how they could bring you on. All right. I do not have real-time experience. I understand, Suma. So that's the reason we are doing this. This is real projects, team. These are not dummy projects. Always remember that. These are projects that you take and put it on your portfolio. That is very critical for you to understand. Should I take training for QA manual testing before joining UFT training? Not at all needed, Gayatri. UFT, you can learn it individually. You don't need to even know manual testing as a prerequisite to learn UFT. In fact, all my trainings that I've done so far, there are no prerequisites to the trainings. Only for the live projects, I have prerequisites that you're well trained before you get into live project. Okay. Currently, coded UI is used in my company. I'm not sure how QTP is used in other companies. Coded UI. Can you tell me future of QTP against coded UI? I'm not sure, Krishna, if I know much about the difference in how coded UI is in comparison to QTP. I'm not sure if I have the skill knowledge to answer that. Sorry about that. We will be provided QTP UFT link for installation. Shalini, very simple. Don't even have to ask me. Just go to hp.com and say type in UFT in the search box, and it will automatically show you the trial version that you download, which will have about 30 days. And within the 30 days, the live project will be done. Any questions in terms of access, licensing, and all that, team, you should go and look at the forum, the technical forum that we have on the website. There is an amazing forum with over 7,000 members who have joined since beginning of last year, and all these members are here to interact and get technical support from our technical help desk and other members. So out here, you should go in team and you'll get a lot of help out here. Okay. Let's see. Last few questions, team, before I wind up. If you have any last question, please make sure that you put it, because once I finish the last question, I will immediately end the session. UFT or Selenium, which tool is having more opportunities in US? For that, what you should do, the best thing is go to indeed.com. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm doing the session right now from India, and that's why I get it as this slash job trends. Okay. And here, type in, let's say, UFT, HP UFT slash or QTP. Okay. And say find trends. I'll take off HP because HP can have many other things. I'll just say UFT. All right. So, if you notice, there's been a growth significantly since the last 3 years, but that is also because UFT was not present earlier. It was a new name that came up. Now let's see relative to this. This is the one. Now, if you do the same for selenium and look at what the job market is, you will notice how since the last 7-8 years there's been steady growth. Last couple of years it kind of uh, tanked out in terms of it went dead. It remained there, but then phenomenal growth has happened in the last few months. Team, from the beginning of this year, it's just skyrocketed all of a sudden. That's the kind of job requirements that have come up here. Okay, now you need to look at this, and you need to go to things like Career Builder, Dice, Monster, and so on, and look from your location how many jobs are there. Then you will be able to notice which is a better tool, which is a better market. Both are great. HP is a very aggressive marketing company. They will make sure that UFT and HPQTP is the flagship product for automation testing, and they will keep pushing it into many companies. The reason, main difference that big corporations look at is Selenium is an open source tool, and they hesitate to take open source because of one, no technical support. Two, it is not necessarily as popular in terms of uh, the total versions that come out as much as a licensed tool like UFT. HP is a company, large company, so when they clients purchase UFT, they pay a lot of money to get that licenses. When they invest into it, HP does a lot of support and guidance. Whenever they want, the company is ready to give them additional amount and get services. That is the reason, primary reasons you'll see there's still a lot of demand for HP UFT. Navina, off question. What kind of a teaching jobs, Karthik? I didn't understand, Navina. Can you rephrase that for me, please? Okay. I love to teach, but I'm still learning. Okay. Yeah, Navina, see, listen. After I have become a trainer, I have high regards for teachers, trainers, and gurus. These are the people who the world needs desperately, and my respect has increased significantly for them. The reason being that if you have a good trainer, if you have a good guru, it really will uh, revolutionize the mindset of the student, and they become highly successful in the career. I was glad to have many great gurus in my life who I've taken inspiration and knowledge from, and I feel glad when I pass the same to my students. When I see someone who's got inspiration towards teaching, I really appreciate it. Navina, why don't you talk to my team about it? They may be able to help you. There is an initiative which we have team called itlearn.com/teach. This program has been put together to try and identify the stars of trainers on various technologies and topics to come together and be able to be a trainer along with me, like Manoj, Shankar, myself, and a few other trainers that we have at ITE. There's a small application form also that you can fill and an overview video. The website link, I'm going to put it in quickly in the chat. That's the Teach initiative. The other one that I showed, the other initiative that I'm working, my other new startup is this. I'm just putting them in chat so you get a chance to see them. Okay. Will the live project videos be provided to us after the live project ends? Yes, you'll have access to them. So not only your live project that you're attending, but also the previous ones. Is there additional charge for resume preparation? No, there is no charge for it. UFT is useful only for GUI functional testing. That is correct. It is primarily for GUI functional testing. It is also integrated to do some services testing, and also it is integrated with ALM if you want to do any kind of a total test management. But primarily, its function is UI and functional testing. Do you do placements in Canada? Krishna, I know probably, I'm guessing you're from Canada. I don't believe we have done anything in Canada yet. But maybe, as we keep going along, we get a lot of participants from Canada. We will try and help you out there. Unable to see the screen. Sorry about that, Geeta. I'm not sure what technical difficulties you have because there are 3 or 4 who is not able to see. Everyone else is able to. But you'll get the video so you can start. You can play it back once more. Bhavna, for your question in terms of UFT trial expiring, please look at the forum or consult the technical team. We will give you how you can continue to practice on it. Which tool is easy to learn, UFT or Selenium? Hari Kishan, so which one will you take, the easier one or tougher one? You should always try and take the tougher one, guys, because if you take the tougher one, then and you do decently well, you'll beat the competition. If you take the easier one and you do excellent, you'll still have a lot of competition. So the output is going to be majorly different when you take a tougher one. Uh, for UFT or Selenium, I cannot comment. There's nothing more tougher or nothing more easier. The only reason UFT, some people find it a little easier is because everything is in one tool. For Selenium, you need to install everything. You need to get Eclipse, you need to get jar files, WebDriver, put them after the installation in initial putting the everything of technical aspects together. Then it becomes easy. Can we test web services with UFT? You have the options, not as part of my training though. I have not done that. Then how many hours each project for each team would take approximately? About 50-60 hours each team would take at least, minimum. Okay, do you ask for placement? Yes, I've answered that, Suma. We do. Like marketing resume, yes. So not only will we help you in creating the profile and resume and guide you through the live project on how to attend the interviews and so on, we will also market you for any requirements that we get. So, and we're trying to do it a little globally, team, not just in US. Hopefully, we will be successful in doing that. I do see a few videos under UFT. To which section do I need to register? Live project plus videos. So, guys, again, registration is always in the pricing section. Okay. If you interact with my team, they will give you the information. I'll put the pricing link again. Just go to the website and explore a little, please. Once you do it, it'll become easy. Our website, unfortunately, is not very sales centered. It is more of user centered of how people access their videos and content. When will new batch start for QA manual testing? Maybe in about 3 to 4 weeks. Maybe we've already. In fact, we just happened to discuss this yesterday night India time with Manoj and Shankar. We will hopefully do it early next. In the next coming 3 to 4 weeks. GUI automation is very sensitive to changes in front-end code. Do we need to know JavaScript, VBScript, and coding languages like that? You need to know the coding and scripting language that is related with the automation tool to perform and make sure GUI changes will happen. I'm sorry, but how efficiently or effectively are you able to make the same changes into our system, our automation systems without much of a maintenance issue is the main thing. So that is how we overcome that. All right, team, I've gone through many of them, many of the questions that I could answer, and I believe I've answered everything. If you continue to have a question, I would kindly request you all to make sure that you interact with my team, call them or email them or chat with them. We will be glad to answer and help you out. And once we do that, it will become easy for you to get onboarded and go with the project. Any last pointers or notes, Manoj and Shankar, that you want to give to the team? For UFT, what language? It is VBScript. When we add this project in a resume, can I use your reference? Exactly, you can. I will not give my own personal reference as a phone number because then I'll get flooded with the calls. But what I'll do is you'll have the phone numbers, and Shankar and Manoj will help me on that. So you will coordinate with Sandeep. We will introduce you to Sandeep, who's going to be taking care of the placements, and you'll coordinate with him. Sorry, guys, I've overshot. I didn't think that the session will run so long. I know from my presentation, I took about half an hour, but the questions were very interesting. I know each of you have a lot of questions before you get onboarded to such a program, and I want to patiently be able to answer. Just a quick note for all the UFT live training members, I apologize because this is also part of what you need to be doing, and I want you to go through them. We could not avoid doing this session in any other time because of the global audience that we have. That is the reason we had to choose this. What we're going to do is once we complete this, if time is still permitting, then we'll go ahead with the live training. If the time is really not sufficing, then we'll push it by one more day, team. Okay, but at least this is relevant. That's why I sent a personal email to everyone yesterday saying that, hey, this is how it's going to work. We will do the live training right after this session. But it looks like we're already closer to 7:40, so let's see how it goes. What's the no to call? What's the number to call? Okay, sorry guys. The abbreviation language is not something that I'm really got familiarized with. The numbers are on the website. If you go to the website, on the top you'll see the email and the phone number. That's there. Okay, one, two more questions that I'll take everyone, and then I will make sure that every other question gets answered through the technical team. Okay, to my team. Is there any UFT live training after this? Not immediately, Muti. Maybe couple of months down the line, because we're just completing one batch. We may have couple of months gap. I'm starting Selenium live training on September 15th. The registration link for that you will find it under events. I'll quickly give that link. September 15th is when I'm starting the Selenium live training team. That you could take up. Okay. I mean, take up instance if that's something that is relevant for you. That is something that you could use for registration. Okay, just to let you know, team, there is also a chat window where I'm posting these different links that will be useful for you. Okay. I never saw a trainer like you in this world. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really feel very humbly honored when people come and give me feedback of what I do, how I do. And, you know, sometimes it's very easy for me to get carried away because the words are very strong by people. They come up with very, very strong feedback like, we love your training, we love your voice, we love the way you present and you go deep into the subject and so on. But what it does to me is I get carried away a lot when I get small negative feedback, right? For example, a project file is missing, or Karthik, I didn't understand this. I take it very seriously, and I really want to make sure that I improve on it. So, team, thank you. Feedbacks are always important. I really uh, go through it in a very matured manner. All right, so I think you're most important trainer among all. Okay, thank you again. Can I buy video links for QA now and can I join later on when you start new batch? Exactly. Gayatri, if you're someone who's starting, just go one at a time. Don't be in a hurry. Combo packs, discount coming in, all that are mostly our marketing things. Don't worry about it. We will take care of you when you need to. Start off with what you need one at a time. And then we will make sure that everything is taken care as you go along. What we pay, we get more. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Kumar, sorry, not Kumar, Manoj and Shankar, any last words before we let the audience go?
Nothing from my side, Karthik, as such, but I'm looking forward to see team in next week when we'll start this project.
Great. I believe Shankar has dropped out because he did mention his cutoff time earlier as well, but that's fine. Team, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much for listening to me for an hour. And I hope I could answer most of the questions. Any questions left out, we would love to continue and take it offline and answer it. All right. UFT live training team. I just want to let you know at 7:40 we just have 20 minutes left, and I'm sure you've already gone through an hour session with me. Let's do the session tomorrow. Let us not have a class today then. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye then. Bye all.